All right, let's talk about something really cool happening in New York City. There's this award called the David Prize, and it's given to New Yorkers who have these, huge, bold ideas to make the city better. And the thing is, it's not about what you've already done. It's a bet on what you're going to do.
And we're talking about a serious amount of money, $200,000. But here's what makes it so different. It's no strings attached. That means they're giving visionaries the cash and the freedom to just go for it, without all the usual red tape you get with grants.
This quote really sums it all up. The David Prize doesn't fund big, established organizations. It funds people. It's a bet on an individual who looks at the city, sees a problem, and has a passionate, concrete idea for how to fix it.
So that's the big question, right? What does one of these applications actually look like? Well, today we're going to break down one that really captures this whole spirit, and it brings together two worlds you would probably never, ever think to put in the same sentence.
This vision kicks off with a really interesting idea. What if the future of technology and the future of our planet, what if they were actually tied together?
Okay, so here it is. This is the one-sentence pitch from the applicant, Keith DeCesare. It's a mouthful, for sure, but wow, is it packed with ambition. We're talking about teaching ethical AI to kids who need it most, getting them connected to nature, and somehow doing all of that to close the digital divide and save endangered species.
So the first piece of the puzzle is all about tech. And this isn't just, handing out laptops. It's about teaching AI literacy through a special curriculum called iGentix. The whole point is to make sure these kids become creators and critical thinkers, not just people who consume whatever AI spits out.
And here's the twist. The second piece of the puzzle couldn't be more different. It's literally grounded in the soil of Upper Manhattan. It connects that super high-tech AI stuff to a grassroots environmental mission, saving endangered monarch butterflies through a sanctuary run by the community.
So how in the world does this actually work in a classroom setting? Let's dig into that educational model.
This is really the heart of it. The iGentix curriculum doesn't treat AI like a shortcut to get the right answer. Instead, it's treated like a creative partner. The whole idea is to boost human skills, things like problem solving and collaboration, not to replace them.
When you look at the goals here, you see it's so much more than just coding. Yeah, it's about digital literacy and teaching the ethics of AI, but the most important part, it prioritizes the skills that machines can't do, like real teamwork and original creativity. And it does all this while trying to close that access gap for students who've been left behind.
And you can really see the difference when you put it side by side with the old way of doing things. The old model of just sitting down, being quiet, and memorizing facts. This new model is all about engagement, getting your hands dirty, and valuing the creative journey a student takes, not just the final exam score.
And get this isn't just some idea on a piece of paper. It's actually happening right now. The iGentix curriculum is already being tested out in New York City in an after-school program, grounding this massive vision in the real world.
Okay, so let's switch gears. Let's go from the classroom to the community and see how this all connects back to, believe it or not, butterflies in the city.
This is the Inwood Butterfly Sanctuary. It's this incredible community effort to fight back against habitat loss for monarch butterflies. They're creating these safe havens for them, right here in the city, and getting kids and families involved in hands-on conservation. It's pretty amazing. But this project also has this wild story of digital activism. So get this. In 2024, Meta's AI starts mistakenly blocking links to the sanctuary's website. But instead of just giving up, they launched something called the #censorship challenge. They turned the AI's mistake into this viral campaign that not only got the block lifted, but also won them a huge award for community engagement.
All right, so you've got cutting-edge AI education on one side and grassroots environmentalism on the other. What on earth is the common thread? Well, it turns out to be a lifetime dedicated to public service. You see, when you look at the applicant, Keith DeCesare, you see this consistent pattern. It's a unique model for making change. From using photojournalism to expose injustice back in the 80s, to creating memorial art to help the city heal after 9/11, and now to building both a butterfly sanctuary and an AI curriculum. The thread is always there, using art, tech, and activism to bring people together. And in his own words, that's exactly what it is. It's this deep commitment to New York, seeing technology not as some cold, separate thing, but as another powerful tool for transformation, just like art, just like activism.
Which brings us right back to the prize itself.
How would that $200,000 act as a catalyst? What would it actually do for this vision?
Well, the really crucial thing to understand is what this investment would unlock. It's not just about keeping the lights on. It's about a strategic jump to the next level, right at the perfect moment.
The applicant calls the prize a catalytic bridge, and that is the perfect way to put it. The vision has already been proven in a small pilot, but to get from a small pilot to a sustainable, citywide model, well, that's where this kind of funding changes everything.
And the plan is incredibly specific. The first 50 grand would go directly to making that pilot program rock solid, buying tablets for the kids, funding staff salaries. This would let them expand the program from just twice a week to a daily thing, which would generate all the data they need to prove this model is ready to go citywide. Because that's the end game. The prize money is the key that unlocks the long-term dream called bridging tomorrow. And that's a proposal to offer this kind of ethical, empowering AI education to young students in all 5 boroughs, completely free.
So at the end of the day, it all leaves us with a really powerful question. This one application, with its crazy mix of tech and nature, activism and education, it really forces us to think about what progress even means. In a city like New York, maybe the most visionary ideas aren't just the ones that build something new for the future, but the ones that also work to heal and connect us in the present.